Question 5. How do you attract/address your audience? My magazine is similar to these three magazines, Q, Mojo, and Rolling Stone. In different ways, the color schemes for both Rolling Stone and Q are similar to my own, and also Mojo is similar in the way I've tried to make my masthead quite large and eye-catching. The poses done for each magazine are quite different, as Q Magazine's model, Cheryl Cole, is quite seductive, whilst Mojo seems more rock star and rebellious, and Rolling Stone also different with the rapper Jay-Z in sunglasses with no expression. My model in this case is just staring straight at the reader, making full eye contact, capturing the reader. The costume worn by my model is similar to Mojo magazine, which is also another similarity. The font used in the masthead for Rolling Stone is quite similar to the font I've used in my double-page spread, having the same effect, and these appeal to my audience members.
This is Mr. Smith, a member of the public that I have grabbed and asked to look at my previous magazine and let me know his opinions of it. Mr. Smith, can you tell me your opinions of my magazine?
I was going to buy this magazine for my kids, but it didn't seem professional enough. Plus the front cover doesn't have a dateline or a barcode, and the contents page is just filled with pictures and useless text, and the masthead is not big enough or noticeable enough.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
As my school magazine was more of a practice and I hadn't used Photoshop at this stage yet, I was still new to it. I stuck to a colour scheme on my music magazine, but I hadn't done this on my school magazine. Reason being is because on my school magazine, this was for young kids, I thought a variation of colours was what mattered. But with my magazine, I stuck to a colour scheme, giving the audience something to link to, and not just to think all the pages are random and aren't from the magazine. I've aligned text and I've made it more neat and tidy, not as scattered as my school magazine, which is more random. My masthead stands out more, including a quaver to the right, showing particularly that this is a music magazine, and also adding page numbers at the bottom of my double-page spread, making it look more professional. I've added a barcode to the top of my music magazine. This is for buyers of the magazine. I hadn't done this for my school magazine. I used the world-exclusive box in my double-page spread to look more good and enticing, and also using a quotation on my double-page spread to engage the reader straight away to the article. I've also added a website address to make my magazine look more professional, but I have not done this in my school magazine, making it not as accessible to my audience and not as advertised as I would have liked it to be.
Well done on the music magazine. I think it's quite good because I like the layout of it and the design for soul music. As it's soul music, it's quite bold and it looks like a kind of a graphic arty style. The title, for a start, is quite catchy and it's bold, and also you put a music note because soul music is music anyway. And also I like the way you laid out the writing, and the colours you've used seem to work really well together. And the picture on the right hand side of the boy, it seems to be really good, and he looks quite mysterious actually. And also the effects, like the graphic arty effect you put on it, seems to work really well with the writing, so it all structures really well together. And also you put like some kind of writing on it, which is really good, because obviously most magazines have that anyway. You put it's just different actually, and also you put like interviews with so and so, and also what's going to be in the magazine as well, and also that picture of someone's gradually standing there. It looks like they're growing. As some music people do grow to be really good at their music. Also, the barcodes is at the top, and normally I see it at the bottom, but I think that's different, which is quite good. it doesn't have a price on it. So, if I was going to go and buy it, I would know what the price is. So I think for next time, you need to put a price on it. Otherwise, no one that's going to be a bit hard on how much it's going to cost. And also, the writing on the boy, I think it needs to be a tiny bit clearer, so it'd be a bit easier to read. But overall, that's good. For the contents page, I think it's quite good. Everything of it lines up really well together, and it works well together, and the colours you've used, but it links to the front cover, and it works really well. And the pictures, like, of the couple, I've seen them before anyway, but I don't know where it's taken at, but it works quite well. And also you got other pictures of other people on it. I think for the big picture of that couple, you need to put a page number on it and who it is, because I'll probably be searching and then wonder who it is as well. And I think it's pretty good. And I think probably at the bottom, probably put the name of the magazine, so to make sure. For the double page spread, that still links with the front cover and contents page, and it works really well, and the effects is really good. And I think the phrase you put, "War After Love," is really good, and also I think it just works really well. And also you got an interview on the right hand side of, I think it's a couple. It's really good. And also you got the website at the bottom, and you added like the name of the magazine at the bottom, and it's good. And also you've added page numbers, so obviously we know what page it's on. I think there's couple bits of writing I can't read, but I think that's like that of all magazines. Comparing your music magazine compared to your school magazine, the Soul magazine is a big improvement, because your school magazine, I don't think all the colours and the writing quite worked together, because it was really bright, and I don't think it quite matched with the background, and it just seemed a bit like it was going to turn the target audience away if you're going to sell it, and I just didn't really like it. But the Soul magazine, it's quite good. If I was going to buy it, I'll probably buy it to see what it's about. If I was going to rate it, I'll rate about 7.5 out of 10, because I think it's pretty good, so well done.
What do you consider are the strengths of the contents page and double page spread?
I think for the double page spread, particularly the image, it's a really strong image, and it goes over both pages, kind of highlighting its importance. Also, the colour scheme is very consistent throughout both. There's a red, black and kind of white colour scheme, and all the photos have been edited to suit this. The contents page is clear, and you can obviously tell and navigate from that.
What draws your attention to the product?
I'd say the main image draws my attention to the magazine cover.
What genre is it, and how do you know?
Well, I think the first thing that attracts the specific audience, which I assume is soul and neo soul, is obviously the title. soul elements of is kind of blatant, and with a chord next to it, it like emphasises on the music. The strap line's clear underneath, saying the world's most soulful magazine, and then obviously the titles are in red, and they all relate back to that kind of genre of music.
What genre is the contents page and double page spread, and how do you know this?
I think the genre would be soul again. I think I think you can tell this because of the colour scheme echoing the front cover. The fonts used also highlight in the double page spread with a kind of soulful tone to them, and the images also kind of soul-y.
What social groups does it represent, and why?
I think that these two products represent probably kind of the social group that have an particular interest in soul. Obviously, just because of the fonts and the colour, and yeah.
How would you improve the contents page and the double page spread?
I think I'd improve the contents page. I'd probably delete out the sidebar with the silhouette, just because it creates a nice effect, but I don't see why it's necessary. And then with the double page spread, I would I'd probably add a quote in on the image, but down to the bottom.
Thank you, Mr. Horn.
No worries.